Okay, my friends, let's take a look at this this line chart and pull some information for these next few questions here. Rightmost point on the graph is this dude over here. The winter ending in 2023. As I'm recording this, it's actually the beginning of 2024, so this would have been the winter before. And as I'm sitting here, it's dumping snow outside, so this is going to be a fun graph next year, I think. Anyway, in 2023, that point up there looks like it's just above 60, maybe 61 or 62 inches. So just over 5 feet of snow. So it's got a horizontal component of 2023. That's the year the winter ended. And it's got a vertical component of 61 or 62. That's the number of inches that that winter got in total. All right, how many years are represented in the graph? Okay, so this is where it gets interesting. I can subtract, if I look across the bottom, it starts at 1927 and it goes all the way up to 2023. This is where it gets a little bit interesting. I'm going to grab a pencil here and do 2023 minus 1927. Okay, that's saying it's going to be 9, carry the 1. So I get 96, but it's actually 97. If I subtract the 2023 minus 1927, I do get 96. But all that tells me is that 2023 is 96 years higher than 27. It doesn't include the 27. So 97 years total. Okay. Why do you think not every year is printed along the horizontal axis of this graph? Actually, I can show you why. Let me, give me a second here. Yeah, all right, there's the snowfall data. Okay, so this is the same graph you're looking at right now in your notes. I'm going to right-click, format the axis, and make it be every year. I think I changed that to 1. There you go. That's what every year would look like. And hopefully you can see why I went every other year. That is really hard to look at, like very hard to look at. Now, I could also make it be every 3 years if you wanted to. Okay? But for some reason, that just, that's not enough. 2 kind of was a sweet spot for me. Having them every 2 years. I mean, you could pick any 5 or 5 years. I just think 2 kind of sat well with me. And this is one of the things when you're making graphs later on. You'll do more of these in later stats classes in 105 and in 243 and beyond. This is just an introduction, really. The nuance and the art of making stat graphs like this is something that you don't learn right away. There's something about the 2. This way, with every 2 years, I'll go back to our actual graph we were looking at. Every 2 years, I know there's a year missing, but there's enough years shown. Like, for example, 1927 is about 12. 1929 is about 33. I know this puppy dog right here has to be 1928. It's the only one that's between the 2 years. So that's kind of nice. All right. What was the least amount of Bend snowfall, and in what year did that winter end? Okay, so the least amount of snowfall would be coming down all the way down here. Okay. It looks like it's this one right here, and that looks like 1940. So yeah, it looks like about an inch of snow, maybe 2 inches in 1940. Greatest amount of Bend snowfall is going to be the highest point. That's up here, and that's 1973. That's a great year. That's when I was born. Okay, I started working at COCC in 04. About how much snow fell in total over my first winter, the one that ended in 05. Okay, so that's this one right here. So we just have to go up till we find that. That looks like just about 41 inches total, roughly, somewhere in there, 41, 42. Okay, now it's always interesting to talk about how much snow Bend gets with folks. I asked the internet, and here's what I came up with. Bend is a high. Okay, you can read this. Read that first sentence again. What does often mean to you in that context? Okay, this is going to vary on how you feel about the word often. Me, often, I'd say more than half the time. More than half the time. Often sees more than 20 or 30 inches of snow in the winter. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to check that claim. And I'm going to check it against my definition. 23 asks, what percent of Bend winters saw more than 30 inches of snow? So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to put a horizontal line right across 30 inches of snow. And then I am going to count all the dots that are above that line, because that means those are the winters that got more than 30 inches of snow. Okay, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. That one looks like it's sitting right on 30. So I'm not going to count that one. That looks like it's sitting right on 30, so that's not greater than 30. So I'm not going to call that 29. 29 is the next one. 30, 31, 32, 33. That one's just below. 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. I get 43 out of 43 years. What do we say it was? 97 before? So if I do 43 divided by 97, I get 44%. So 40, if I use the definition, what percent are more than what percent are more than 30 inches of snow? I get 44% of years. So by my definition of often is more than 50%, it's not often. So, but you might have a different definition. Now, the next question I have is what percent have more than 20 inches of snow? Now, I'm going to do this one a little bit. I got lost kind of counting that last time. I'm going to move the line down to 20. Okay. Now, instead of counting the ones above 20, I'm going to count the ones below and then take that away from the 97 years. So I'm feeling a little bit saucy here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That one looks like it's a little bit below. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. That one's above. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Okay, so there are 34 below. That means there are 63 above, which means the percentage of winners is going to be 63 divided by 9 to 7, which is about 65% of winters have more than 20 inches of snow in Bend. That, I would count that as often. I mean, some people would count 44% as often too. That's about 4 out of every 9 winters. It's close to 50%. This fits my definition. I could say historically 2/3 of winters have had more than 20 inches of snow on the ground cumulatively. So, but again, these are all based on my definitions of what I think often means. All right, read on.